and welcome to everyone to this ecosystem experience success story. I'm Tristan Vullier, and I'm a sustainability program manager at OVH Cloud. And I'm pleased to be here with Nicolas and Jeremy that will introduce themselves. Nicolas, welcome.
Hi, Tristan. Thanks. It's great to be here. I'm Nicola Peel-Moulter, and I'm the Director of Sustainability Innovation at VMware. And my role is to help our customers improve the sustainability of their data center operations through VMware solutions and also our ecosystem of public cloud partners like OVH Cloud.
Thank you very much and welcome to this session. And Jeremy?
Hello, Tristan. Thank you very much for the invitation. I'm Jeremy Sintes, and I'm Head of Sustainable IT for Sopra Steria France. And I will tell you a bit more about Sopra Steria in a few minutes.
Thank you, Jeremy, and welcome both of you to this session. So the goal here is to discover how we contribute to net positive value with our ecosystem and our partners. So we will have first feedback from Sopra Steria with Jeremy, and then a few elements regarding VMware Zero Carbon Initiative and how virtualization can help us lower our impact in the cloud. And at the end, few words for OVH Cloud. So Jeremy, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Tristan. So to begin this conference, let me introduce Sopra Steria and our partnership with OVH. Then I will share with you new quality criteria expressed by our clients. And finally, the need it generates toward our cloud providers. Sopra Steria is a leader in digital transformation, offering end-to-end solutions from digital and business consulting to application, cloud, infrastructure services, from cybersecurity to software development, and so on. Our mission is to leverage digital to build a positive future for all. Our partnership with OVH, described in the next slide, is a good example. This context, OVH is key. This partnership is key as it allows complete sovereign and responsible solutions. It permits to answer a strategical need for public sector and critical operators to have a trusted cloud ensuring data sovereignty, cybersecurity, and also to be as much as possible respectful of the environment. Allow me to develop this last topic. Since a few years, most of our clients, if not all, request ecological commitment and labelization from their IT provider. As an example, Sopra Steria and OVH are committed to generate net zero carbon emissions, respectively, by 2028 and 2030. But since 2 years, as you can see in this slide, we are facing a strong acceleration. More than organizational commitment, our clients begin to ask for operational proof and actions. For example, what is the environmental impact of the solution Sopra Steria developed for me? Or what concrete actions does Sopra Steria take in order to minimize this environmental impact? In other words, digital sustainability is now a new quality criteria, joining performance and cybersecurity. Let's pass to the next slide to discover the challenge it represents. In order to answer this exigence, measuring and minimizing the environmental impact of an IT system, we need to have visibility on the physical reality of the system. We need to know the different environmental impact generated at each step of the life cycle by all the equipment implicated, end user device, network, and data center. So this is a strong challenge as it requires for cloud provider to be able to share the primary energy, greenhouse gas, hydric stress, depletion of abiotic resources generated by the fabrication, usage, and end of life of the data center, and this depending on the usage of the client. So that's why we are convinced by the necessity to adopt an open innovation demarche with the ecosystem to build the methodology and tools required to provide real-time environmental impact KPI to drive continuous improvement. And I would like to thank warmly OVH as it is a key player in this process, working closely with us with a lot of transparency. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeremy, for these very valuable insights. And indeed, we are committed to support you in bringing accurate data and clear value for the environmental impact of the cloud industry, and especially of our data centers. So it's our responsibility, and we are in the way for this. Now I will leave the word to Nicolas, and we will see how virtualization will help us going even further in this direction.
Thanks, Tristan. So we'll bet that most of you in the audience are here because you and your company care about sustainability and have goals to reduce the carbon footprint of your operations. So you're certainly not alone. In its March Insights report, Accenture identified sustainable cloud as the top cloud trend among 25, citing that 44% of CEOs are or are planning net zero futures for their organizations, and touting the decarbonization benefits of leveraging the public cloud, as Tristan and Jeremy talked about earlier. So to help our customers with their net zero goals in their supply chain, in May, VMware launched the Zero Carbon Committed Initiative, which connects our customers with our public cloud providers who have committed to powering their data centers with 100% renewable energy. And OVH Cloud was an inaugural Zero Carbon Committed partner, having long ago committed to zero carbon data centers. And it's not just about renewable energy powered data centers. Our Zero Carbon Committed partners like OVH Cloud are also running their data centers very efficiently using VMware's full stack of virtualized compute, storage, and networking that provide significant reductions in infrastructure required to run customer workloads. And also other green data center initiatives, such as improving their cooling efficiency to bring down the total energy consumption of their data centers. So qualification for our partners includes that they have a 100% or commitment to 100% renewable energy powered data centers to achieve on or before 2030. And that they're making progress towards that goal by showing that by the end of next year, they've attained 25% of that goal. And finally, as I mentioned before, that they're also working on data center efficiency by running VMware's full suite of virtualized compute, storage, and networking. So we're very excited to be partnered with OVH in this endeavor. And it's a really long-term initiative in the sense of not just looking at our partners like OVH Cloud that have made the commitment and are making significant progress towards their goals, but we also want to bring on board the full ecosystem of public cloud partners that have not started down the 100% renewable energy powered journey, the zero carbon journey. So we want to explain to them and give them awareness that the market that's out there of you and our audience who are looking for public cloud provider partners to help them with their own sustainability goals in their supply chain, and that also how to teach them how to set renewable energy power goals and how to help them along that journey of procuring renewable energy for their data centers. So we're very thankful for our partnership with OVH Cloud, who is leading the way in this initiative.
Thank you very much, Nicolas. And indeed, renewable energy is part of our long-term program, and it's a major impact for the usage phase of data center operations. So this with the hardware and the full life cycle, we can provide, and we are happy to work with you to provide a lower impact solution for an environmental perspective. Now I will give you a few words about our plans at OVH Cloud to contribute to net positive value. As Nicolas told us, the commitment for the VMware Zero Carbon commitment is to have 100% renewable energy by 2030, and we are on the tracks for this, taking into account all our data centers and areas of operations and our expansion and new sites that we will open. So the goal here is to have 100% renewable energy by 2025. So we are at 79%, 20% remaining, and we're on the way. In addition to renewable energy, virtualization is a key point to do more with less and to go with a frugal and efficient data center. And the virtualization, we can provide a good solution that will be sustainable. And we can also see that in the in the latest report for the International Energy Agency, where we see that despite the huge growth of internet traffic and data center workloads, the overall electricity consumption of the data center worldwide has remained stable at around 200 terawatt hour. This is explained by the fact that we have more and more efficiency for the cloud and the move to cloud in comparison from a traditional cloud to the hyperscale. So we are glad to be helped to support all the companies that are willing to do the move to cloud to decrease their impact. And last point, a few words related to our environmental initiative. So we have 6 pillars that go from industrial challenges to more customer-facing challenges that we are developing now at OVH Cloud. The first one, of course, is related to resource and design efficiency, how we monitor the water consumption, the energy consumption, and how we get the best class standards for this. The second one is, and we talk about this with Nicolas, is the renewable energy program with a goal of 100% renewable by 2025. The sustainable procurement and supply chain and circular economy are here at the core of our DNA. We want to involve our suppliers, our supply chain, and to keep going with the reuse, repair, recycle of the servers and of the building where we put and install our data centers. And all this will enable us to reach the carbon neutrality by 2030 by decreasing our emissions to the lowest and empowering our ecosystem to reach this trajectory and then contribute to carbon capture programs. And last point, our partners and ecosystem here have a key role to play in this. Thank you for this session, and thank you, Nicolas, and thank you, Jeremy, for being here and support us in this very interesting challenge.
Thank you, Tristan.
Thank you very much.